just finished your episode on Fight Club and Beautiful Boys, and it really struck a chord with me. I might even listen to it for a fourth time with my wife. Wow. The message you shared resonates deeply. I'm a male pediatric occupational therapist passionate about promoting emotional openness and challenging toxic masculinity, both personally and professionally. I've been working with an 11-year-old neurodiverse boy for about 4 years now. Sadly, he lost his father just before Christmas 2024. His dad had very traditional views on gender roles, which has significantly influenced my client's worldview. Consequently, he prefers to engage only with male therapists. Despite my efforts to transition him to a female professional workers or work alongside female colleagues, he consistently resisted. Having his mother in the room has also proven ineffective, as he shows her little respect. His mother is struggling to cope and is at her wit's end. When she tries to guide, talk to, or discipline him, always in non-extreme manner, he often becomes dismissive, angry, and occasionally violent, sometimes even hitting her. I know there's a sensitive side to him that he keeps hidden. I've caught glimpses of it, like when his dad received his cancer diagnosis. I noticed my clients discreetly wiping his face, not wanting me to see his tears. I reassured him that it's okay to cry, but he responded, "No, men don't cry." I'm finding it challenging to help him open up emotionally because he was raised to suppress vulnerability. I see so much potential in him, but I'm unsure how to break through that barrier and help him develop healthier emotional habits. As a girl dad myself, every time I hear about domestic violence, especially against women, I can't help but worry about my daughter. I believe we all need to do everything we can to raise emotionally healthy boys and girls, breaking the stigma around men expressing their emotions. Being in touch with my own emotions has been a significant advantage in my role as a therapist. Do you have any advice on creating a safe space for my client to explore his feelings, given his background and upbringing? I truly appreciate the work you both do and often recommend your podcast to my clients. P.S. Love the book and giving it away to my clients to read. Keep it up, boys.
Yeah, amazing.
Wow.
So yeah, there's this interesting thing in the literature that talks about like some of the boys are quite hostile towards their mums because they understand the rules of patriarchy and they can have it out in the world and they see their dad overpowering their mum through that lens, but they can't, and so they feel oppressed and will often be hostile towards their mums. And it's like we see that in clinic as well, of like they just devalue their mum because they're like, I've had it role modelled that a male is superior. I can't be. This person puts boundaries around me and enforces rules, and I can't wait until I don't have to listen to that anymore, because then I'll also be like my dad or the powerful men that I see in the community that don't listen to what women say. And that's really scary. And I'm not saying this boy is like that, but he's very vulnerable for it. We'll talk maybe in the next episode about the literature around that. The interesting bit for him is, yeah, he's tried bringing mum in, and that's a barrier, and that's what made me think of that. What I would try is bring in females into his world that are successful at the things that he's interested in. So if it's footy, bring in, you know, the amazing female athletes in that space. If it's superheroes, bring that in. Like, those are opportunities to think about what this kid cares about and what he's interested in, and bring in narratives that challenge the one that he's fixed on. And then you show like role model vulnerability, help him learn that. Self-disclosure is a really powerful thing that we can use clinically, which I do, not unsurprisingly, more than most, probably too much. But it's about thinking about, how do I show this kid through my own story that those emotions are a healthy part of my life. They're actually a rich part of it when I express them, and it doesn't make me less of a man. It actually makes me more of one. You know, like, it's a really important thing that we could do. There's also, I'll definitely talk about it next time. If I think there's some good questions, but if there's any other questions from clinicians that struggle to do this, there's some really amazing research about how clinically we can challenge patriarchal views in consultations with men who might be thinking about that, and we've talked a lot about it all.
You've done that before?
Yeah. Have I?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I try and do it really hard in clinic, and I always try and, you know, like we've always talked about, connect with them first.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I mean.
Yeah, but being aware of those, and it's interesting, even the literature says you shouldn't talk about masculinity, you should talk about masculinities, and saying that,
What's that mean?
so there's not just one form of being a man, there's actually multiple variations of it. And so instead of saying, no, that's wrong, it's not, men don't cry, thinking, well, actually, lots of men cry. And one form of masculinity is actually one that's really in touch with emotional expressions and feels them to be a healthy and happy part of life.
This podcast is brought to you by Guiding Growing Minds, a social enterprise that aims to give all children the best opportunity to reach their potential and succeed in living rich and meaningful lives.